Welcome everybody to Wired E-Bikes webpage, the new one, the 72 volt version. We get it. Hey, all right. Crowd goes crazy. That's a great looking bike there, man. Good job, Steven. I love it. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's scroll the page. Look at these new offerings, man. We got the Warrior in the Wicked Red. That's amazing, man. That's a great color. Nailed it. I'm loving the graphite too. I love all these. So we got a 72 volt Warrior over here. Looking great. Nothing to hate here. I really like how they've cleaned this up right here. This whole front, no battery sagging off the side stuff. That's huge right there. That just cleans up this whole bike. You can imagine, just for fun, like in your neighborhood or whatever, you go in the store and stuff and just kind of, you're local. If you drop that fender and you drop that battery, how absolutely gorgeous this bike would be. If you did a photo shoot on this bike with those things dropped, man, what a gorgeous bike that is. And that goes the same thing for the Scout too. I mean, just for pure looks, you could drop this, you could drop the battery, and that would be great. So, I mean, there are options when you get these bikes. If you want to dress them up a little bit and you want to take them out and, you know, show them off a little bit, that's pretty cool. But no, they're good the way they are. And I'll tell you what, going to 72 volts and instead of the 60, you're gonna get more watt hours now because you add the 272 volts up against everything, and you're gonna get more watt hours. So you got more watt hours, you got heavier bikes. All right, let's talk about the heavier bikes for a second. I get a lot of questions for this. Man, I must have been asked over 50, 60 times in the last little over 24 or probably about 30 something hours about these bikes, about the weights and all this, and they added weight and this and that. You know what? They did add weight, but with quality, that comes a little weight. You got a lot for the weight. You put weight into the frame, probably a little bit of weight. These, the rims, they're double wall now, added some weight. 10 gauge spokes, adds weight. Big, gnarly motor in the back, adds weight. 72 volt battery packs are heavier. It's going to add some weight. So, yes, there's weight added to the bike, but look where most of it's at. You know, negligible in the down tube. You know, heavier wheels and the tires too. Like I said, these are double ply tires or whatever. Maybe double ply is not the right word, but it's a heavy duty tire. It's an Innova brand, I believe. Yeah, it's an Innova is the tire maker. It's the same tire as Heb Allscape, except Heb Allscape is nothing but Heb Allscape's little stamp on the same tire. They sell this tire to everybody. You just stamp your name on it. At least that's what I've seen online. That's my belief. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. But you know what? It's a heck of a tire. I don't care whose name's on it. So, what an increase. And safety at speed, that's what it's all about. So, the tires here, that's a good good thing. So, I'm really excited. If you guys can't tell, I'm really excited about these bikes. So, it's hard to keep it in. You know, I'm fighting for the words all the time. But anyway, if you're going to put weight into a bike, you're going to put it in right here. This is where you're going to put it in on these types of bikes. Really good job. So let's just move on. So that's the Warrior. The Scout, nice, sleek, clean looking bike. That gray looks great. I like it. That's a good shade of gray. You know, sometimes they're too light. Sometimes it's too black looking. But I think that's the right shade there. And then we got the Wired, and we got this new paint job here, or whatever this is right here. Is this paint some type of paint, or you know, how do they do this right here exactly? Is this some kind of faux painted with clear lacquer put over the top of it, or is it some kind of graphic that's got clear coat over it? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But man, it's something different. And when you're talking Predator bike and it's camouflaged, that's pure genius right there. Pure genius as far as I'm concerned. Love it, hate it. I don't know. I think it's cool as, I mean, you can use this in the urban jungle and you can use this in the jungle. It fits in anywhere. And you know, up in the mountains and stuff like that, a camel bike looks really good, especially when you get around in the mountains with the big trees and stuff like that. That camel bike's going to look good. Where the red one, when you get up there, it's got that has a little bit more city bike all over it. So, I mean, if you care about that stuff, whatever. What do we want to get into first? I guess we just start with the Warrior here. Let's learn some more about it. It's pretty, man. That's really pretty. Yep, that is really cool. Ready for battle. Absolutely ready for battle. 5,000 watts peak. Yeah, you'll probably be there when you're getting off the line. You're going to be just flat getting it. 50 miles an hour? Man, I'd see it. Can you imagine if my fat butt can go 50 miles an hour on one of these? I'm not extremely fat, but I'm 230 and I'd like to get back down to, my riding weight usually is between 180 and 190 for my riding weight, and that's fine. I mean, I can go, if I'm going to like compete, I would drop all the way down to like 160, but I look like death, but you know, whatever. Anyway, 72 volt, we all know this. 180 Newton meters of torque, huh? Wow. And I'd say it has every bit of that. I was watching Brian just start and stop on that hill. I would say every bit of that 180. I would say it's more like 200, but oh well. $25.99 with 100 off, you're looking at $2,500. I mean, where can you go wrong with that? Color options we got the red, the graphite, blue, white, and camo. So that's a good selection of colors there. So I think that should make a lot of people happy. So let's head on down the way here. And there you go. Camo. See? This is exactly what I was talking about. I haven't even seen this picture yet. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You're out in the wilderness and forest and stuff like this. Look how well that bike looks in that environment. That's just amazing. If I lived in Tahoe, I would have probably went for a camo. That's probably the way I would have went. Camo would look awesome in that area. But I'm a little bit of city. I spend my time in Napa Valley and, you know, Sacramento, places around Sacramento, Davis, Vacaville, around the lakes, things like that. All right, let's get into here. Hub. Wow. That thing looks, just look at it. It looks so intimidating, man. That's like, it's just like growling at you, you know, when you see it. It's just look tough. Another thing nobody's really talking about right here, this linkage in here looks better. I saw a few angles from the side. It looks thicker too. So that's pretty cool. Not going to talk about that. Okay, so we know the fork. And we pretty much know the display. There's probably a few menu changes. And we're familiar with the brakes there. Oh, sure is nice. All right, cool. Let's see, performances here. Let's go ahead and take a look. 72 volt, we know all that. Top speed, okay. Ride modes, ship's class 2, baby. It's only class 2, officer. Officer, it's only class 2. Where'd he go? Oh, yeah. I left him behind. That's all right. See? But you know what? It has a sleeper look to it because, you know, you don't see a lot of e-bike on this one. It's getting less and less looking like an e-bike. I mean, it's got that big battery hanging out in the back, but, I mean, if you happen to take that off and you had to drive around downtown, pedal a little bit, I don't think anybody's looking at you. All right. Batteries, electronics. Let's see what we got here. Hey, you know that battery is high discharge too? Samsung high discharge cells. You know, I wonder what the BMS is on that thing. That's another video. All right. Different segment. Pedal assist. Oh, the pedal assist. Torque and cadence. Check that out. There you go. So, all you complainers, I need torque. Right? Am I right? How many people have you heard say this all the time? Well, you got it. So hush. All right, throttle. We know what throttle is and range. You're probably going to pick up a few more, miles. I think you will if you ride. I think it's there. The watt hours are there, so you might just get a little bit more mileage. We'll see. Frame. Let's see here. That frame to me looks cool. I like the frame. I think the frame looks really nice. We know about the fork, frame, drivetrain. Oh, the your freewheel in the back. 11. It goes up to a 34 tooth. So your number one gear's 34 tooth. That's in case you run out of juice and you got to pedal that monster. Nah, it'll help with climbing. And if you ever did have to pedal it, you're going to be happy it had that. So that's nice. Okay, so here we go to the tires. I was talking about the tires earlier. Innova 26x4. Basically, have Allscape, basically unbranded kick butt tire. So yeah, chainring, we're pretty much familiar with that. The shock and the lockout, we get all that. We've had those before. Weight of the bike, total weight of the bike with batteries, 145 pounds. That's big. And then total weight of the bike without the batteries, 107. So basically that means when you put it in your carrier, you're probably taking the batteries out on most carriers. I have a quicker stuff and I can go like 120. So I'm full batteries anyway, so I'm good. My quicker stuff's going to handle this no problem at all. All right. Hey, look, might be some of you guys' reviews down here. Leave good ones, or you got to pay extra. All right, let's go back one here. All right, so let's look at the Scout real quick. Beautiful red, wicked red, wicked red. Next red we're gonna get nefarious red, or maybe sinister red. I don't know. We'll work it in there. Maybe. I hope and dream like everybody else. I put my suggestions in. We see what happens. Everything is the same as the other bike. We get a few new cool pictures. I mean, this is a nice looking bike, man. This is really nice. I mean, if I had a rental bike business, I would go in there and lock down the settings. I could rent these out. This would be nice. I think all the weight is going to feel really low, guys. I really do. I feel like it's going to feel really low, and I feel like this is going to really ride down the road nicely. So, and this is everything we saw in the Warrior just before it. And it looks good in camo too. You know what? The more you look at that camo, take a good look at the camo, man. I mean, before you make up your final decision, look at that camo and figure out where you live. If you live in a rural area, you live in the mountains, you live something like that, camo grows on you, man. It does. And you probably don't have to ever worry about washing the bike. Just make sure your components are clean. So that would be cool. I mean, you're going to see a bug splatter on there? Give me a break. And detail specs are probably all the same. Let's just see if there's any type of weight difference here. Weight is the same. All right. So we saw that one. Let's go ahead and go to the Predator now. It's just a cool name. Predator. I like it. What do we got here? Look at this thing. Man, look at these dual crowns. Sweet. Like it. I like it a lot. I would have made that black right there instead of chrome. A can of spray paint, I'm going to make that happen on mine and black that right there. So I picked apart the bike. He found the only thing he would change. He would change the color of that. Wow. Crazy dude. Anyway, rule the wild. You're going to rule. With this bike right here, you're going to rule everywhere you go. So let's go on. 8,000 watt peak power. Like Brian said, mind numbing. That's crazy, man. Crazy. 8,000 watts. Usually you got to go with high powered cycles or something. Start seeing numbers like that. That's nuts. 55 plus mile an hour top speed. A lot of people are going to be mad at that. Well, not a lot of people are going to be mad at that. A lot of people, some people will be jealous of that. Some people will throw a tantrum over that, but that's just a couple people in a little corner of a state that doesn't really matter. But again, 72 volts, 330 Newton meters of combined torque. Let this right here get in your noggin. That is unreal. That's unreal. You're talking about like some type of super mid-drive number right there, or some high-powered cycles, limited edition bike to pull out something like that. That's just crazy. Let's see. What are all the colors here? Let's just see what we got today. Wow, everything's there, man. It looks like, right? Red, blue, camo, graphite, white, hunter, black, Titian, and lime green. I think that's all of them, right? Am I missing anything? I don't know. Sweet looking bike, man. That's what I'm getting right there. This one right here. This one right here. We are going to have some fun with that bike. We're going to do shootouts, and we have a surprise, shootout thing. We have a really good shootout planned for this thing. I'm not going to say who it's with, but it's nobody you think it is, and it's a completely different bicycle than we have. So they make some really fast stuff. So we got noticed by the big boys. So it's nice. You'll like that one. That's going to be a fun one. That's going to be a friendly one. And yeah, that one's going to be neat. That's going to be the shootout to look for on this channel to start with. That's going to be the big one. The other ones, we already know what's going to happen. It's going to be a slaughter. We still get the gnarly motor. We know what the front motor that's going on this thing now. We know that's going to be crazy. And the control, this is going to be it right here, guys. Everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is going to make your experience of owning this bike good or bad. About how much you program your controller for what you want. And you're going to have different settings for different things that you do. You're going to want this bike tamed down at times. You're going to have to go into the settings. You're going to want it to be like a rocket ship. Boom, you're going to go into those settings. So you're also going to have be able to put this thing back into stock for guests, people that are not used to using e-bikes and they want to ride your e-bike. You're going to have to really put it down and keep them in, dumb it down, neuter it, put it in rear wheel drive, and then maybe they can do it. But make sure they're okay with the weight of it too. So let's get to that. Motor and performance, we know all about the front motor on it. We've gone over the rear motor. Battery and electronics, we know because we've gone over the other one. 45 amp in the front, 55 amp in the back. So you got that. And frame components. Let's check on this one. This is going to go down to our weight. Well, let's go to front fork. EXSHO dual crown, 150 millimeter of travel. Wow, that's nice, man. Plush. Gonna be plushing it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so here's the big thing right here. Total weight with both batteries, 160 pounds. This is gonna have some heft to it, so you're gonna have to treat it with some respect. Total weight of the bike without the batteries, 122 pounds, which is great for me because my rack is rated at 120. I've already checked with them with like 122. They said I could put 150 on it, wouldn't be a problem. But they put on theirs 120 max, so I'm good to go. I can put 2 of these on my rack, and I have a rack by Quicker Stuff. So I have a 2-slot rack with a ramp, and that's what I use. Well, that's what we got, guys. I mean, that's just a quick overview of the new stuff. Get out there, check it out. Check out the site. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and get back to you in the next one.